Is all alive yet in my life. Never I was live. YouTube takes a while to make me laugh. How young's doing out there? We're talking about a feller that's even better looking and more formidable than me. Oh, AJ Van Baker in the house. Woo! Yo, am I live yet? Is I live? YouTube takes a while for me to go live. How you guys doing? This is Nacho the Squatcho, soon to go by my real Monica or my real name. You guys watch. AJ Van Baker just made a AJ Van Baker 2K's ER. He made a video right now about bouncing fighting stance for bouncers. Bouncing is like the most, either you would say sophisticated or hardest form of security, guys. I mean, like, I am nobody compared to my heroes Joe X and AJ Van Baker, but I would rather guard something in Afghanistan and risk getting shot at than the shit that they have to do, man. Joe X is on the husk of, like, fucking Russia invading furthermore west, which I don't think will happen. And AJ Van Baker is he looks like he should be in a movie where he's called like Cervantes, the tactical Pirates of the Caribbean badass. So guys, check it out. AJ Van Baker is a better martial artist than me, and I've been doing this shit since 1993. Who am I? What have I done? I am the king of weekend warriors. I'm the woulda, shoulda, coulda. I am an ogre. AJ, there's no competition with him. AJ Van Baker is everything I wanted to be when I was age 11. I'm actually like it's called marking out, fanboy. I'm willfully being a total fanboy. In pro wrestling, it's called marking out. I'm cucking out right now to AJ Van Baker, like I'm doing to Joe X all the time. Because the Matrix I'm astonished how the Matrix invented the person that I wanted to be at 11 years old. AJ Van Baker, the greatest, most sexiest martial artist in the world. I used to have long hair and everything. AJ, if you're watching, boss, you're your own man. Have your chick braid your hair and put it in the back of a shirt, big dog. I would hate to see anybody cheat and try to grab your hair. That's not me trying to condescendingly give you advice, my sensei. I'm just concerned about you. I had to cut all my hair off to get the security. You don't have to in every I started at Chief Protective Services, which is somebody's watching. I bet they're a troll. So AJ was going over this stance where you're bouncing. So this is mirrored. This is really orthodox. This is my southpaw. It's going to look orthodox too. I thought it was like this. Like, oh, hey man, how you doing? Please keep your distance back. He's saying, no, don't show any kind of fear. Cover your spleen and your liver. I'd be like, oh, okay, man. So what's going on? So can I help you? So you're getting ready to, like, oh shit, he swatted at me. Snap, shit like that. So AJ, correct my stance or whatever. You iterate, big dog. You're the big one. You're the sensei here. But yeah, I would say bouncing is the most. I wouldn't be able to do bouncing. I would do it for a paycheck. I would, but I got to give props to AJ because I'm significantly bigger than him. He embraces a security field. I like it. I love it. It chose me. I didn't choose it. He's straight up grabbed it by the balls, and he's making a profession out of the only thing he knows is whooping ass. Fucking kudos. I wanted to be a blue collar dude so I could keep my long hair and have weekends off, But so AJ is saying, cover your spleen and liver. This is This is off the cross block. I forget what boxer, an old time boxer, used to use this cross block because most people do it the opposite way. The reason they do it the opposite way, I'm risking getting overhand. This one is more protecting of overhand rights and punches, but you don't have a jab. How am I gonna hit you like this? Like, I could barely throw this one out here, but mixed right here, you have to watch out for overhands or straight crosses. You kind of take them off the shoulder and you answer like this way. And from here, I could still generate decent power off this jab. So usually people cross block the other way, not this way. There was a boxer that used to use this cross block. So he's going like this. That's pretty crazy. Right on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rant about some of my security fucking endeavors, if I can remember it. A lot of things I've encountered, the incursions I've encountered in life have been 10-7 more than 10-8, which means off duty. One day, somebody reminded me that I got in a fight with a Ford Expedition. This is a true story, guys. Somebody's watching. I sound really superstitious. This really happened. I was doing patrol at this security place, whatever. I accidentally ran over a rattlesnake. I look in the rearview mirror. It's writhing in pain, right? I turn around to see if I killed it or whatever. It's gone. It was gone, right? So I get off duty. I go home. I don't go home. I don't want to go home. I only want to get enough sleep till the gym opens. So I park at some park that's almost to the gym. I finna go to sleep in the cab, wake up in 2 hours when it opens, and go to the gym. I gotta constantly look behind me so I show, what's going on. So I see what's going on. Some dude, he was some crackhead that had his backpack in the front. He was expecting to get a knife fight, obviously. He's trying to make himself makeshift body armor. He just wanted to bother the shit out of me. So we get into like an altercation, and he runs in his car and he positions it to run me over. And I had a rubber mallet in my hand. Like, really, motherfucker, really? So my vehicle's here. He guns it at me, and I throw that rubber mallet. It did nothing. It bounced off the windshield like nothing. I don't know if he just hesitated to kill me or if that really deterred his trajectory. My kidneys hurt so bad for drinking too much caffeine. So he changed his trajectory like the last 15 or 10 feet. I realized I should have got smashed up next to my vehicle and started writhing like how I hurt that snake. I didn't mean to hurt the snake. It was a premonition. You guys, a lot of the shit I say, it's if you're atheist, you hate God, that means you love to jack off the horrible shit when your wife's asleep. You won't like me and you won't believe me, but that was a premonition. God was showing me that I should have got ran over. You want to hear another one? You ever saw the movie The Mist? Okay, there's this movie called The Mist. They're running from monsters in a parking lot, right? So somebody changed the channel, they don't care. My friends and I didn't want to. They dined and ditched. I think it was 2 or 3 restaurants in one day. The third one, I thought we were gonna pay. So I had all my shit out, credit card or ID or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, they ran off. I'm not paying for everybody's shit. Drunk and stoned as fuck. I go running with them with all my shit in my hands, trying not to drop it. So security's gonna come after us, and I couldn't remember where I parked. It was obviously God's way of showing me I should have got arrested for theft, right there. If law enforcement were ever watching this to incriminate me, I didn't want to steal. What else? That was all 10-7, 10-8. Okay, now I'm getting to it. 10-8. That means on duty. Recently, some dude said he was gonna shoot me. The cops came, he switched the story. That was very stressful. These guys were stealing shit out of our trash because it had remnants of marijuana paraphernalia in it. and they were gonna stab me or some shit, right? That got really, really ugly to a point that I don't want to disclose. I'm gonna put another jacket on. Give me 1 second, guys. I can't really remember. I can't even, like, someone has to be talking about something so I can remember shit because I'm getting old, and someone will say, oh, that's just an excuse for you don't have a lot of experience. Dude, I'm out like in the California desert, and I've been doing security for like 11 years. I could barely remember some times where I put my phone. So, yeah, I've lived that life. But AJ has got some fucking badass stories. But enough about me. This video is about AJ. So watch my big dog, my sensei, AJ Van Baker in the house, who is the embodiment of everything I wanted to be when I was a starstruck 11-year-old watching martial art movies. So, yeah, dude, that guy's a stud, man. AJ, if you ever see this shit, man, you're fucking pretty badass. I got to mark out to you, dude. Would never want to try to I couldn't mog AJ. I am kind of a big dude. I've snapped punching bags off a chain with punches and kicks, and someone could say, oh, anybody could do that. No, they can't. You could do it if you push it, you have to hit. So there's a lot of trolls, and they don't deserve to really learn how this shit is, but punching, for example, is the very opposite of lifting weights. Lifting weights is like the bench press, okay? The negative, you're strict, and it's hard, you're tense, and it gets easier. But somebody swiped up, dude. You don't want to learn man shit? Okay. I had to ask you guys for a subscription so I could keep going live, so I can fight I'm trying to cause an insurrection, and you're doing the Lord's work. But, yeah, honestly, motherfuckers, like, unless you're paying me, like, unless you're cool, unless you're one of my brothers, you don't really deserve to learn this shit, you know? So this is shit that took me lots of broken bones and lots of years. But, you gotta make a splash when you're throwing a punch, dude. I think Brock Lesnar, he right-crossed Heath Herring, and Heath Herring went flying, but he wasn't knocked out. Because I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar, who would beat the shit out of me, he pushed it like a bench press. He pushed it. You can't. You got to be loose. You got to splash. Freaking loose splash, you know? Yes, I do know what I'm doing because I could make that look prettier and sharper. I just don't want to. So this is actually my right hand. It just looks mirrored like it's my left. So I'm going to do it southpaw just so I'm not southpaw, so it looks more awkward, so maybe it looks better to teach or whatever, right? So yeah, you fucking throw that thing out there, it's loose, and then boom, at the last minute, there's a little splash 7 inches behind the target, or rather, you gotta make that splash, you gotta hit with the 2 right knuckles, and you gotta go through the target. One time I got in a fight with somebody, you know, I didn't get really good at martial arts too. I was always really athletic at it. I didn't get really good at strategy till I was like, well, to my 30s because of YouTube. I had shitty coaches. Where the fuck was I going at that? I'm not trying to act like a Billy Badass or whatever. I knocked somebody out because like I got in a street fight and the person was, you know, they're throwing punches. I noticed they're throwing punches at me. I was like, oh shit, like in slow motion. I went through. Man, did that do the trick, dude. So, anyways, subscribe to AJ Van Baker. You guys are not going to do it, but I'm going to ask you for a subscription because in so doing, you're helping the Lord. You're helping the Lord's work, yo. How am I doing the Lord's work? I'm calling for a fucking insurrection, dude. You're looking at the modern day Paul Revere. We pay taxes to chomo ass aristocrats who play on Epstein Island to force fuck you, to pay more for gas, make living costs impossible. Who'll never own a home, so they scrolled away. They're fucking girls, dude. This is important shit. And no one's doing anything about it. We're not using our Second Amendment to change this shit. Pretty soon, talking about this shit will be illegal. And people are not subbing because they're afraid of being placed on an algorithm to support people like me. Okay? So if you ain't gonna watch me, I don't give a fuck about getting popular. I'm already sexy as fuck. So, you guys go check out Black Scout Survival, Combat Veteran Reacts, Redacted, and the Zoomer Alex Way, WEI. I'll try to think of some honorable mentions. Smart motherfuckers. If you're American, also watch Prepper Bunkers Outdoors. His politics are on point. So someone talks shit, troll me or whatever. I'm not teaching shit no more. I'm actually gonna get out of martial arts. And I don't know if you guys follow my channel, but God told me to shut the fuck up, dude. He doesn't want me to do priestly shit no more. I had my Saint Raphael channel, and someone said hi. Name is Kim. Hi, Kim. I had a Veneration of Saint Raphael channel. If anybody's a Christian, please pray for it. My fucking Bluetooth, I cuss. My Bluetooth broke. It didn't break. My other phone stopped fucking with Bluetooth all entirely, like miraculously. And then I have a work vehicle. The locks don't work. I almost didn't get to work today. I couldn't get my duty tool, all this other shit. Like miraculously, something's trying to fuck me, dude. And not even like something hot and gorgeous. I'm talking about like right now. I'm getting some weird negative karma, guys. Really, I've almost been arrested twice because me doing my job. The other person out of nowhere was saying I was brandishing a firearm. And then I had it on camera. That would be impossible because I have a cell phone in one hand and motherfucking whatever the fuck in the other. So, I don't know, dude. The world's getting crazy. But one thing that's getting stupid is nowadays, if you stand up for yourself, if you stand up for yourself and you let them fucking know, dude, when the cell phone cameras come on, it makes it look like people call the cops and say that you're the bad guy. So it's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to intercept their call. I used to have the brains for this. You call the police and you go, hey, I'm answering a possible call against me that this person is lying. You have to really cover your shit like that. I gotta take a drink of water, guys. My kidneys hurt so bad. I drink way in the fuck too much caffeine. I've already had like 4 energy drinks in the last, I don't know, 6 hours. Oh, fuck. I don't really want to put any more weight on, dude. I'm not saying that as a simp. I'm saying that I like to be a stamina athlete, that I have enough power. I want energy and speed. Exercise tips, okay? Exercise tips is subscribe to AJ Van Baker and Joe X, and then you should come back and like this video or subscribe to me. So a lot of people, they want to exercise to look good. We went to the gym one day, They're trying to sell us a membership, right? And they're like, "What are your fitness goals?" And my friend Romello goes, "To look good naked." I was like, I don't know this guy, dude. That's the gayest shit I ever heard. They asked me, and I was like, strength and fucking conditioning. What else, dude? With strength and conditioning comes all that cosmetic shit you might be after. What the fuck else was I saying? Yeah, so, believe it or not, a lot of people troll and talk shit, so I almost don't want to teach shit. Because, the Bible says don't arm a fool. But I could teach you how to jog like 3 or 5 miles. I could teach you how to throw a jab, a right cross. I could teach you the rudimentary basics to get you going on tactical and survival. Do I claim to be an expert? No. I'm just cool. I'm a good articulator. I can point you to where to go to continue your education on being so badass. Gonna move on to subject. So yeah, subscribe to AJ Van Baker. I hear Alex Jones. We're talking about martial arts, politics, miscellaneous shit. On my channel, you're gonna scroll away from it to go watch some chick in gray yoga pants crack eggs who fucks a bigger wuss than you. Not my subscribers or viewers are not a wuss. So they're gonna avoid some really important shit like me to go look at some fucking stupid shit. I look like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, dude. What else? Preternatural topics, dude. Fucking A. You guys, you should watch The Possession of Maurice Theriault. It's spelled Thereault. Theriault. It's French. It proves demonic possession exists because you can't fake that. There was no AI or special effects for home video back in those days. And poor Maurice, he starts to mutate on camera. You heard me right. His eyes turn into like a snake's eyes. His head starts to bleed out of nowhere, and his skin starts to boil on camera. So, of course, some atheist troll is gonna say that's some kind of self-induced magic trick. You know, it takes just as much faith to believe in atheism than it does in a god, because in atheism, you're saying that the universe came out of nowhere and made itself and produced conscious, but it's not conscious. Produced consciousness, but it's not conscious. It's pretty fucking bogus, dude. It takes just as much faith to believe in that shit than religion. What else? So I told preternatural things. Oh, I figured out the algorithm of the universe, because you ever heard of NDEs? Somebody changes the channel. You ever heard of NDEs, near-death experiences? They prove those existed. Okay, how do they prove those existed? Because when persons was being operated on, like a heart problem or whatever, and they came back, like they went deadlined, and then they came back, they told the doctors they had an out-of-body experience. And when the doctors, they were flabbergasted, because when the person was clinically dead, they didn't have a heart rate, they didn't have a heart pulse at all. They knew, they could hear what the doctors were saying, and they could see objects in the room, and they knew what was going on when they should have been dead. So they really did step outside themselves and were able to see everything. I had an atheist teacher when I was in middle school. He admitted he had an out-of-body experience when he almost drowned or almost broke his neck in a swimming accident. I don't remember which. And he had to admit he had that shit going on. So I believe, okay, so this is a story. It's called the guy's name is Howard Storm, like Howard Stern, Howard Storm, okay? He's a very popular and very interesting NDE, and I believe him because when sometimes he articulates, he's a regular man's man, but for being an educated guy, because usually blue collar men or maybe a firefighter is a blue man's man, but he's like Don Fry, the Predator was a Don the Predator Fry from UFC used to be a firefighter, so he's like the manliest man on earth. So Howard Storm, he'll start like, dude, one time Howard Storm was talking about his afterlife, his out-of-body experience story. It was kind of like off-putting. Like I love the guy as a brother in Christ and all. It was off-putting because a grown man is starting to choke up and have tears. It felt awkward. You could tell he's telling the truth. You could tell he's not lying. People like Bill Weasel, 90 Minutes in Hell, are those people like, oh, I saw Elvis and Hitler in hell. They're fucking lying their ass off. If you saw hell, you'd be distraught for life. So Howard Storm basically tells you that in the afterlife, you go to a place where everybody is just like you. If they're shrewd, if they're condescending, if they're felchers, that means like touch people inappropriately, if they're fucking oppressors and tyrants and you go to a place where everybody is just like you. That's why every religion and God is trying to tell you to have like mercy and compassion while you're alive in this life. So, because you're gonna go to a place where everybody's just fucking like you. And Howard Storm pretty much proves it, because when this man relays a story of being an NDE, it's kind of, what's it called? It's awkward because he's a regular man and you can't act that. You can't fake starting to tear up like that. It's kind of scary, dude. Another NDE from another memorable name. This dude has a name, Ronald Reagan, like the president, like the actor. Look up Ronald Reagan NDE. He gets in a knife fight and he loses a lot of blood. And on the way to the hospital, he has a near-death experience that's pretty scary, dude. And he looks extremely genuine. Again, the people who claimed of, I've been to hell and back and shit, like Bill Weiss, 90 minutes in hell and shit like that, is a total lie, dude. Because you'd be distraught, you'd be fucking distraught for life. I had 22 years of on and off again sleep paralysis incidents, and I know where they are from. Okay, so people think it's just a brain glitch and stuff. Yeah, it can be, and it could start going haywire into something worse. When I stopped trying to fornicate with chicks, make an effort to go out of my way to fornicate with chicks, when I started listening to the music that my friend from Romania, like Orthodox chants and stuff, my sleep paralysis went completely away. It's almost 0500 out. It's 0430 hours in Southern California right now. I'm getting kind of this is where you pound another caffeine drink. It's not really good for you. Moving on topics. I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna sit here and blab because it keeps me awake. Yeah, fucking A. So I don't know if you're a regular viewer or whatever, but I got channel changes coming up, guys. I'm gonna start going more off my real name. I mean, Nacho is technically a real name. It's my baptism name. Your baptism name's not. It's Ignacio, dude. Nacho is never mind. You can't really explain this to people. It's another coincidences. I went to San Jacinto, right? I lived there and shit. The very second day I was there, I ran into heavy metal sugar mama. I ran into some chick I banged, and then I end up having a crush on a chick that resembled her very much at the very end of my tenure. It was weird, dude. And then the only chick that would talk to me that worked at a donut shop looked just like heavy metal sugar mama. Her real name was Isabel. Look it, man. I stand corrected. I don't want to put anybody off, okay? some people like crude humor. I don't do dirty jokes. I don't really like sick jokes, but I do talk about fucking the S word, sex. So if you guys don't like that shit, let me know, because I don't want to be. I can't really tell if it's like what's it, non-Christian or not, because technically this is a good story. Okay, Isabel, heavy metal sugar mama. Be advised, guys, if you don't like sensitive topics. If you got youngins in the house, I'm about to go into some graphic detail about sex. Okay, Isabel. Okay. I used to be a really hot dude. I used to look like a surfer dude on muscles and abs down to my knees. Right? I was ripped, dude. And Isabel was this Latina that she was more like Native American looking than Spaniard. They have great hair. She didn't have like a crazy hourglass figure. She was really well, like big tits, whatever. Good for me, right? Isabel was a heavy metal girl. There's no really, honestly, there is heavy metal girls out there. They're cool. Most heavy metal chicks, they like. There's nothing wrong with these bands. I'm saying most chicks that are metal, they listen to like Rob Zombie, Danzig, Black Sabbath is badass. They listen to Rob Zombie, Black Sabbath, Tool, like what's that? Opeth, I think like Cradle of Filth, but really big on Danzig, The Doors. I'm forgetting some, you know. Rob Zombie. Did I say White Zombie already? Oh, so most heavy metal, most of the dudes back in my genre, you listen to Metallica and or Slayer and Iron Maiden, you know, Judas Priest, right? So Isabel's a metal chick. I'm a metal dude. She's dating a punk rocker who's kind of grungy, and I don't want to put him on blast, man. But his name is something that begins with a J. So he was a real dirtball, man. He's one of the, we call it like gutter punks. Like you have melodic thrash metal like Metallica and Testament and Overkill. These bands, they actually make music. Then you have thrash metal like Napalm Death, and they look like gutter punks, and they look like really dirty kids, dude. But these fuckers fight. They're tough, dude. They live just to go to shows, get drunk, and get in mosh pits and fight. Kudos to them. I remember I was at a bar or a show with, I call it gutter punks, thrash metal guys, Napalm Death guys. I'm talking to some chick and Crackhead Chris. Me and Crackhead Chris were destined to get in a fight that never happened. And the funny, everybody respected Crackhead Chris, because he would stand up to mobs of like gangsters or whatever, get his ass kicked on purpose, dude. He had a lot of street respect, right? And sometimes he would give me that fucking drunk look like he wanted to fight me but didn't know. And poor Chris, dude. Like, he doesn't know, dude. I'm a fucking martial artist, dude. I would have rolled his ass up, dude. I wouldn't have killed him. I would have patted him on the head. I would have tried not to hit him in the face. I would have beat him, dude. And he just thinks I'm a square, dude. He doesn't like how, poor guy. Every time I ran into Crackhead Chris, it looked like I was doing good in life. I actually had a pretty girlfriend, and I had like house privileges where everybody else had to stay outside with the band. Or what's really douchey is the last time I saw Crackhead Chris, I was borrowing my friend's soon-to-be wife's car to look for a job, right? Dude, we are fucked up. I'm trying to be a Christian now, right? I come from a background so fucked up, like, so it's my friend's wife, right? My friend's cheating on her and doesn't care. And my friend doesn't care that I use his wife to take pictures of me in my underwear to show my cougars on fucking Facebook. Douche. We're from California. This is before I tried to become an Orthodox Christian. Douche. Fucking douchebag, dude. Right? And I'm sorry. I have to put it out there. Remember, I gave a warning, guys. Like, his chick was telling everybody that I had more hang time than his dude. And he's way bigger than me. So, ladies out there, holla at your boy. I'm a quarter Italian, that's why. So, what's going on here? Crackhead Chris. The last time I saw him, I was borrowing my friend's wife's PT Cruiser. Total poser. That's not heavy metal at all, dude. Hair tied back, wearing a dress shirt, because I had to get a job interview, right? Whoop-de-doo, who cares? Back to the subject, right? Crackhead Chris. Oh yeah, whatever. The other dude whose name begins with a J, and Isabel, right? They temporarily break up, and that J dude, I heard he's like not well endowed because he's fat, no testosterone. I hear he only wants to do her in the butt, and he's a two-pump chump, right? So she's temporarily single, you know, she feels stupid, she's a little chunky and fat because she just got out of a relationship, she's really depressed, and I go to her sister and her brother-in-law's house. The brother-in-law like got caught playing with Isabel, and her sister's sad, right? So I lay on Isabel, and she kind of like peels herself off. I'm like, whatever, sure, I just want to get a nap. And then she's like, hey, me and I had a nickname at that time. Let's just say it's Nacho. She's like, me and old Nacho here, we're gonna go back to my house. And my friend Luke, the brother-in-law, was like, I don't know why, he's hating or something. He's like, he's so stressed out. So I leave with Isabel. We go to her house, right? She goes, I just want to cuddle. I passed her test. I was like, instead of going like, you mean we're not gonna fuck, right? Instead of doing that, I just, I accepted it as is. I was like, oh, sure, at least I get to sleep in this nice bed, right? So she asked if she can do the impossible, right? She's asked if she can blah, blah, blah me, right? Good for me, whatever, right? So, fuck, dude. We end up having, remember, guys, this viewer discretion advice. We end up having some great ass sex, dude. She always wanted to risk getting caught. I don't know why, but when I went to go bed homegirl over, she was all scared. She thought I was gonna be like the other dude with name begins with a J, and she thought I was gonna put it in her butt. And I was like, calm down, sweetie. I put it in the right hole, and we lived happily ever after, right? Weeks go by, and we're like so fanatical to have instant sex. And she's like, I gotta shave my legs. I'm like, don't worry, sweetie. Don't worry, sweetie. I put her legs on my shoulder. I'm like, you gotta go shave your legs. You know, that's the first time that ever happened to me. But the brother-in-law cock blocked it, and it didn't work anymore. Good for me, dude. Heavy metal sugar mama. And the moral of the story of that one is, yeah, guys, try to be a good guy, dude. Like, you know, I wish I was a Christian and stuff, but that's only for family people, I guess. Every time I try to talk about God or admonish somebody to the Lord, my locks on my work vehicle stop working. My Bluetooth on my phone magically stops working, right? I get into near altercations where the dude threatens to shoot me, but then when the cops come, he changes the story, turns it completely around that I was that, right? For some reason, so I don't know if anybody's my regular viewers, but I'm gonna stop all the religious shit, dude. If my Bluetooth died, that my St. Raphael channel goes to hell. my St. Raphael channel was trying to invoke the Elohim of the skies to bless me and my friends. And it's like religious devotions. I guess God doesn't want me to do it anymore. So instead, I'm just gonna burrow myself even more into fanatical patriotism and more fanatical freedom advocation, for the U.S. Constitution, and all that. And if God wants to be on my side, that's up to him. I don't know, If you guys want to follow me or subscribe and be a part of that, that's on you. If you don't, it's on you. I don't know, What's some other random stories of, oh, this is a fucked up story, dude. I had a friend named Ghost and a friend named Donut. Ghost was older, tall, and skinny. Donut was younger, shorter, and fat. Donut used to get good grades, doing all that shit. His dad didn't give a fuck. His real dad didn't give a fuck about Donut. Ghost, the half-brother, right? He was a bad kid, dude, always stealing golf carts and crashing them and shit. Ghost almost killed a little girl, dude. He lived next to a street, and he gets a big old stuffed animal and wets it and throws it in the street. It almost causes a huge accident and disfigures a little girl for life. The parents forgave each other, and no one pressed charges. Ghost ended up getting out of heavy metal and turned into a raver, and he lost his brains. He must have had guilt or something. He lost his brains and became like a ecstasy burnout, You guys want to hear it even more? That story is really fucked up. You guys want to? I'm talking about heavy metal life here, guys. You hear about, oh, hey, let me tell you the adventures in the Rasa homes. You only watch rap videos. You guys forgot an important aspect of white culture, which was heavy metal and rock and roll. And I'm not praising that lifestyle. I'm telling you how volatile and how vulnerable, or how, precarious that boomers were allowing their kids to live like on the street. I come from an era where the parents were so overbearingly religious that it was caustic. So that us Gen Xers, I'm almost Gen X, I'm an old millennial, same shit. We got the fuck out of the house all the time and got in a lot of trouble, right? So I'm 13 years old. My friend Sean, I guess he's a really good looking blonde hair, blue eyed guy. He's also 13 years old. The leader of the pack is Will. He looks like King of the Hill Bobby, but evil. Will's greatest accomplishment in life was that he quit methamphetamine at 11 years old. So we're at Greg's house, the Del Lago man. Greg is supposedly an Aryan brother who, he's like 40 or almost pushing 50 years old, okay? Fat, disgusting, diabetes, legs everywhere. Greg is like obviously a chomo trying to hit on our friend Sean, right? Will is using, I don't know any better, dude. I'm 13, I don't have street smarts yet. I come from a religious home that kicked me out of the street at this age. So Will is trying to use Sean for bait to get Greg to constantly get us lots and lots of marijuana and alcohol, okay? So, whatever, we're at Greg's house, and there's a house full of fucking minors. I'm a minor at this time. We're all kind of barely paying attention to Greg, just using him for his alcohol and weed, right? Everybody, the kids are just kind of talking amongst themselves. Greg is talking to somebody or himself about how he used to take people out to the desert, castrate them, and BF them from behind, right? And he's got a shotgun and a shitload of weed and beer. He's sitting on a chair with a chrome pistol grip shotgun underneath his chair. As he's saying this story with that shotgun, I'm looking around the room like, you guys hear this shit? You guys hear this shit? Mind you, Greg used to take Sean aside and tell him that he needs to come around without his friends. Wow. I don't know how we get word that somebody up the street who has beef with one of the guys there, he's like 15 years old. Greg, the dude is like probably 45 years old, tells this other fellow, 15-year-old, I'm 13 at that time, that he needs to go up the street and go fight this guy, instigating. So, right, we need to go do it, right? Greg gets that kid in the car. This is at Meadowwood Apartments in Corona, California. Like a Beavis and Butthead cartoon. He goes, like Todd from Beavis and Butthead, but Todd's way cool. Greg's creepy. He hits a car, boom, behind him, hits a car, boom, in front of him, hits a car, boom, behind him, and speeds up the street. All the neighbors come out like, what the fuck? Greg's door is open with a house full of minors, smelling like marijuana. I guess he took the shotgun with him. Smelling like marijuana, with whatchamacallit, open containers everywhere. And the leader of the pack, Will, is like, let's go, we gotta fucking go, because the cops are gonna come. Okay? That is the kind of lifestyle that boomer-ass evangelical Protestants of the 80s and 90s precariously put their fucking kids up to. You guys don't know history. You guys are too busy watching like videos. Rock and roll existed, and I was basically born or kid during the satanic panic era of the 1980s to the early 90s, which was basically Ozzy Osbourne versus Jimmy Swaggart, and PMRC versus Blackie Lawless, and then later Marilyn Manson. Somebody was watching, scrolled up, and went away because they don't like history, okay? So while you guys only know that, making it rain at the club, gangsta shit all day, every day, this was the upbringing of rock and roll kids. I'm a metalhead. I grew up in the grunge era of the 1990s alongside Gen X as a latchkey fucking wandering nomad, okay? Other miscellaneous things to talk about. So we just talked about how my friend Ghost, I didn't say this is cool. I was saying this is how rockers grew up. My friend Ghost almost causes an accident, disfigures a little girl for life. I'm talking about, in my generation, we were hanging out with way older adults for some fucking reason that just gave us drugs, right? What else is another topic to talk about? Evangelical Protestantism. You guys need to check out a channel by a guy named Jay Dyer and watch his video, Circus of Power Mega Church. This church is insane. I'm going to repeat that over and over so you go look it up, okay? Jay Dyer, Circus of Power Mega Church. Sorry for being redundantly annoying, so you remember to watch this. It's fucking, if you're into criticizing religion, if you are a Christian, I want you, or you don't like Christianity. Whew, he lit him up. Must have went through a red light or something. If you're into criticizing religion, watch Jay Dyer, Circus of Power Mega Church. Sorry for being redundant. One more time. This church is insane. Jay Dyer, Circus of Power Mega Church. Circus of Power Mega Church. Circus of Power Mega Church. When we used to go to church as kids, it was exactly like that, okay? My friends would get some chick pregnant, and their mothers, our next mother-in-laws, would force us to go to church. It was exactly like that. We were teenagers, and the adults put us up to making a water slide, like a water slide with mud, digging shovels. And we're all teenagers, basically in shorts and bikinis. What could go wrong, right? At a fucking church? Are you serious? God damn, what's wrong with people, dude? There was some other story I was gonna say. Here, 1 second. Was it Circus of Power, mega church? Oh man, I had another funny story that I can't remember. Not funny. This, I can't remember the funny one. This is not funny. My friend who just had a hiatus or a break from the Marine Corps. So this is at Crossroads Church in Corona, California. Fucking like not 20 years ago. And my friend who just got out of the Marines or whatever, not only did he just get out of the Marines, but he like participates in fucking orgies with other dudes on one chick and shit. He's a youth group pastor now, and he made a martial arts club. So he's cool because he's a Marine and all that with short hair. I'm not cool. I'm not really welcome because I have long ass hair. I smell like marijuana. And guess what? The martial arts club, I'm good. It pisses people off. So obviously all the beta males are allergic to toxic masculinity. So they had a guest speaker talking about how there was a missionary couple like in Islamic land, and the missionary couple in the Islamic land, the Christian missionary couple, his pregnant wife got R-worded, SA by a group of, Saracen thugs. And when the village people, not the band, but the people of the village came out and chased those bad guys away, the wife and dude would frequently run into the attackers and say, like, God bless you, oh, we forgive you. Some cuck shit, fucking cuck shit. I couldn't wait to walk out of there and go back to dating pagan chicks, pagan heavy metal chicks, and explore the philosophies of theistic LaVeyan Satanism. Evangelical Protestantism is fucking stupid. It's fucking retarded. What brought me back to Christianity or interest in thereof, as I met my best friend that ever existed from Romania, and he was Eastern Orthodox, and all his shit that he said went over my head, and over time, I became fairly fascinated with what his culture was about. And it ended 22 years of intermittent sleep paralysis. Other random stories and tales. I didn't know what an orb was, like those floating balls. This wasn't a particle of dust or nothing. This was really a goblet of fucking air or something moving in the air like this slow. It was fascinating. My stepbrothers, who won't care to remember, or I don't even talk to them, they saw it too. This was so many days after my mother died. I know what an orb was. I didn't know that pagan chicks worship a demon goddess named Lilith, and Lilith represents herself by an owl or a satyr. You know what an owl is. So this chick, obviously, some Satan chick, put a spell on me, because after just meeting her somewhat, I could tell you what I probably pissed her off, whatever, it's not the point of the story. I had this nightmare of this most hideous, horrible owl come to me and basically tell me something like, I don't know anything about women, something like that. She obviously hated me because I was some kind of Christian, even Oh, it's really bad, dude. You guys know that, okay, so I guess God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, I'm a Christian, I do believe, I believe in both, actually. It really did, like, pretty much answer every prayer I ever had, because when I was young, I had a severe crush on Kelly Bundy from the show Married with Children, and I manifested that. I hate it when sausage brags a sausage, but and her pictures are on this phone to prove that I was with her, because both of us side by side. I was with a chick that resembled Kelly Bundy. Okay, she was even prettier than Kelly Bundy. And when I told her how much she resembled Kelly Bundy, she rolled her eyes and goes, I get that compliment all the time. Like, she was sick of the compliment. And this was during the time when Christina Applegate had one of her last shows. This was like around COVID. That's not coincidence. That is not coincidence. What other random tangents and tales can I relay to use? Oh, man. I lived in a liquor store that was full of smut from ages 16 to 9 years old with my father. His brother owned the liquor store. And it was like the most trashiest, most ghetto fabulous time of my life. That's kind of interesting. So I'm doing security right now, right? I kind of try to relay to people that own the business or whatever sometimes, not so graphically, but I'm like, oh, I've technically been doing this since 6 years old, right? Well, no, I'm not the one that had the gun. My dad did, but man, I tightened my pants so tight, it hurts. Man, do I have a six-pack? Do I have abs? Anyways, what else is going on? Random tangents of stuff. Oh, dude, I've lost so much sleep in my life, I lose balance, man. When I turned and looked at my phone, it looked like it was moving. Like, that's how much sleep I've lost in my life. Sometimes I say words out of context and I slur my speech a lot. It's gotta be a combination of losing so much sleep in my life, lots of marijuana, and getting hit in the head a lot. Oh, I just get hit in the head a lot. I did backyard wrestling. I was on TV actually for backyard wrestling. I don't want to disclose. Been hit with chairs like in pro wrestling a lot. Real still folded chairs, no joke. Not just that, DDT'd in the chairs really hard. That's when you grab someone's head and fall back on them. I'm not embellishing at all. I could have got killed. What else? Yeah, pro wrestling on TV for that shit. I forgot what else, dude. I did martial arts. Yeah, we can do. Oh yeah, I was on TV. I don't care if no one believes me. I don't want to go try to find it. The reason why it was embarrassing, we were good. We were really good at pro wrestling, dude. They made us look bad by tiring us out. They made us so tired with military type of exercises that when they threw us in the ring, our legs turned to noodles. But some bodybuilder dude, he didn't have to do that. They kept him fresh because he was supposed to win. He was supposed to win the game show or whatever. God, what a fucking, oh shit. I'm so tired. I weigh like 200 something pounds, usually, not always. And I can jog like 3 to 8 miles or some shit on a given day or time. Who cares, right? I can use the nunchucks. Who cares? I thought I could play bass. I could before. I suck now. I don't care about taking it back up. What else is good? Subscribe to AJ Van Baker, my sensei. Didn't this video start talking about him? I don't remember, guys, but I got 2 more hours here. Dos más horas. I should have been making food or something. Hey, how's someone going, man? Say something, man. Keep me awake, please. Tell me, would you get another COVID jab? They took off. I better get moving, man. A lot of people say that karate guys suck at boxing. I beg to differ, man. It's a relief because you don't have to watch out for kicks or takedowns if it's like MMA or judo involved, you know. Oh. Wow, I keep having mirages, dude. I've lost so much sleep in my life, man. I keep having mirages. I'm gonna go, guys, so I can charge my phone. I don't know what this fucking video was about anyway. Who cares, right? Who cares?